Welcome, Virgo and Virgo cross watchers, to your mini weekly love reading. Well, so hope you guys have had a great day. We do have the Eight of Cups here. Okay. And what's coming up? What came before? And what's supporting Virgo? Like, do you need a hug? That's just the kind of energy. I just kind of want to give you a big hug. We have the Five of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, and Five of Cups. So that talks about feeling like you were left out in the cold, walking away from something, and then the Five of Cups talks about experiencing more loss than gain. From what I'm seeing here, it may feel like it's a permanent effect. It won't be, but it'll feel that way when it happens. Because what's supporting you is like one of very gorgeous combination. Sorry, I kind of stumbled there over that. The Fool talks about that new beginning having kind of like an amazing new opportunity because it's major arcana. So it's not, like someone's going to bring you some ice cream. It's bigger than that. I don't know why it was ice cream, guys. And then the Empress, that's kind of like the divine feminine sort of energy. Now, that doesn't mean that anybody in this specific situation is any specific gender, okay? It's more about that, it's almost like that kind of like ethereal love, that open and accepting energy. And I feel like with this Five of Pentacles, obviously things were not great. But it wasn't worth your time. It wasn't worth the effort that you're going to put into situations. Whatever situation you were in the past, it feels like you were disgusted by it. It feels like you were, you seemed to find something about what was going on deplorable, I'm hearing. Like it was just like dirty, down low, basement level, subfloor type stuff. And I feel like that, there's this message here that just because you were disgusted with it, just because it kind of turned into whatever it turned into, doesn't mean the loss doesn't hurt. Right? It's not like it was all that way the whole time, or you wouldn't have been invested in it. And I feel like, I'm going to be honest, Virgo, I feel like you might be a little bit hard on yourself about having invested in it in the first place. It's almost like in other situations, you may have had that I don't know, that repeating message, like being hard on yourself for having allowed this in your life and so on and so forth. But I feel like you may not be experiencing that this time, because the sadness it's like it's weighing that down. It's almost like those thoughts kind of can't come up and be pestering or persistent or whatever it is. It's not running on that track because of the sadness. It's like, hold on for a second. It's very disillusioning, I feel like, whatever happened. And it's almost like, I feel like whatever the situation is, people might even ask you like, wow, you walked away from that? You know what I mean? It feels like there's this kind of big element to whatever you walked away from. But it was like, if you're not going to be respected, like it doesn't matter, right? Like you can't be bought. That's not going to work here. And I feel like as you move forward, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to, blow smoke up your butt. It's not going to feel great. It doesn't mean it's going to be horrible all the time. From what I'm seeing, you don't regret the decision, but I feel like there is a bit of fallout from this situation that it's almost like that you weren't expecting. But I feel like the sadness and the sorrow is heavy enough that it's almost like, instead of being extra hurt by whatever happens, it's almost like, yep, okay, let's everybody, You know what I mean? Like, everybody just get on board, do what you're going to do, and then get out of my face. You know what I mean? It feels like you kind of hit that, you know, when people are going through a really tough time and they hit that limit, right? Where it's like, okay, I don't, fine. You know what I mean? It's almost like I don't care anymore. And of course you care, but you know what I'm trying to say. So I feel like you're going to, oh my gosh. So when you hit that spot, that like, okay, just, you know what I mean? Like, get in line, bro. Sorry. I feel like it's like all of a sudden there's this spark. If ever you've seen Rise of the Guardians, it's a cartoon from back in the day that I used to watch with my kids. And um, it's like Jack Frost is fighting um, the boogeyman. And so, like, Jack Frost gets covered with the boogeyman, and then all of a sudden you see these sparks coming up, right? And it's like, pff, and then Jack Frost, who's the good guy, takes over. It feels like that. It feels like there's this little spark, this little moment where, like, someone's trying to light a match and it's starting to fire up. And I feel like um, it's almost like you grab whatever it is and you start running. um, and I feel like it's almost like you're kind of able to get away. Again, it may not be that you're actually running away in the night, okay? But it's like you're able to kind of get out of some that situation, get away from people with that spark without being noticed, because it's like people kind of aren't paying attention to you because you were in this sorrowful thing, right? And like, if people aren't really there for you and you're going through a really tough time, the people that, you know, aren't that invested in you, they're not going to be around, right? Like the fair weather friends, they're not coming around when you're going through a tough time because they want to take from you. They don't want to give. um, and it's almost like, I don't know, just bear with me. I feel like here these three have been knocked over, right? And it's almost like you're standing here, you know you have to get those, and it's like you're waiting to make sure that no one's looking before you turn, dart, grab those, and like just take off. There's something about the speed of needing to do that, or at least feeling that you need to, want to, have to, whatever that is. Um, and it's almost, it'll feel like what I'm getting or what I'm seeing, it's almost like you'll feel like you're getting away scot-free. I mean, obviously not scot-free because it was very challenging at a time, for a time. But based off of the mess that you're getting out of and that you end up being able to leave behind. Not that you made that mess, okay, but it's almost like it's a tar pit. You know what I mean? And like people, it's almost like at first they're not that stuck in it, right? So it's like they feel like, oh no, this isn't too bad. I can get through this. And it's like the more they're in it, the deeper they go. And the more they realize they can't, like they can't lift their leg up now. They can't get moving. And I feel like somehow you seem to have, it's like right before, you know, right before the tar started to hit your boots, you grabbed those and ran. So that's, I mean, that's awesome. What you're going through now and what you've been through, obviously not awesome. I just want to say that. I want to make sure that if you're in that headspace, if you're going through a really tough time, I'm not trying to make light of it, is all. I feel like there is, hold on for a second. There's like, either they are a couple or it's two people that kind of had a similar importance in your life. And I feel like one of them that you thought would be by your side is not. And I feel like they're kind of, it's almost like they would rather jump off a cliff than turn around and have to support you. You know what I mean? It's like they would rather just kind of like, no, like they're kind of looking over their shoulder, making sure you're not coming behind them. And then I feel like there's this other absolutely gorgeous energy that they're, it's almost like they want to see you succeed. I feel like, you know, as you kind of grab those two cups and you're darting down to get over the bridge there. I feel like this Empress is kind of like on the edge of their seat, like, oh, are they going to make it? Are they going to make it? Right? It's like if you can just get over that bridge and into there. I want to say, for some of you, whoever is chasing you or whatever is chasing you, it's almost like, I don't know if I should say when or if, but so, hold on for a second. From the Empress's perspective, it's if. From yours, I feel like it's not even on your radar, so I'm not going to say either or. But when you're kind of going through that and you're kind of, it feels like you're, all of a sudden I feel like I'm going to cry. Sorry, guys. It feels a little bit like, for some of you, it might feel like you're running for your life. And I certainly hope that that would be in a proverbial sense. But whatever it is, I feel like how this situation plays out has a lot to do with how this Empress ends up looking at the world. You know what I mean? It's almost like I kind of feel like the Empress is sitting there watching you kind of run over the bridge and just kind of waiting to make sure that you get over okay. I don't feel that if something happened and you kind of tripped and fell or something, I don't feel like they would step in. I feel like against the whatever is, I'm not trying to be ominous, okay? Whatever is pursuing you, it doesn't feel like this Empress is going to step in. It feels like it's just not something, from their perspective, it would devour them. So, I think we are going to pull some more cards because we're not going to leave that there. Just going to make sure the deck is, yep. So, what does Virgo know about this? What do they need to know? Two of Cups. King of Cups. Okay. And what do they not know? The Lovers. Wow. With the Four of Pentacles. Okay. So just give me a second here, Virgo. I'm actually, I'm just going to pause the video and sit with these for a second. Okay. Thanks for your patience. From what I'm seeing, I feel like there's somebody here that is genuinely looking out for you, that has genuine feelings for you, not the Empress. It's this King of Cups person. And I feel like it's like they're waiting for something too. I feel like they're waiting for a signal from you to come and help, but they're not expecting you to give it to them. It's almost like this person has more to offer you than you even have right now. But it's almost like they feel that it would be disrespectful to offer it to you now. It would feel like, it's almost like if they offered it to you now, I feel like you'd kind of smack it away. I'm not sure why. Hold on for a second. It just kind of feels like, I don't know. Hold on for a second. I'm sorry, I'm not able to pull that out. So what you don't know, we'll come back to it if we can. What you don't know about the situation, I feel like you are, number one, you're a lot more loved than you realize. And number two, I feel like there is somebody that is in a relationship with someone else. Like, let's say, for example, someone is pursuing you. That person is in a relationship with someone else. And that relationship, I feel like it actually weakens them. It's like to the world, that person they're in a relationship with seems to be their strength. But in this situation, it makes them permeable. It's like it kind of takes them out of your reality. If that makes sense. I feel like they feel that they didn't get the closure that they wanted. They didn't get what they wanted out of this situation. For a second here. But it's almost like they're kind of in a trance. It's, I want to say, like, if I didn't know any better, it would almost be like this other person kind of came in, and it may not have felt that way in the beginning, but this other person coming in was actually a blessing. It does not feel like you're going to feel that way. And I feel like me even saying that is kind of, you're looking at it like, Beth, come on. Sorry, I just knocked the table. But regardless, it does feel like you will at some point be grateful to that other person, but not right now. Let's be real, okay? So, I'm not so sure that I'm trying to feel if you know this King of Cups person or if you don't. It's almost this energy of like, they seem to be holding their energy back for some reason. Can we get some advice? The Hermit reversed with the Five of Swords. So the Hermit, of course, talks about kind of going in that cave and getting a different perspective, kind of pulling on that wisdom, and it's like reflecting on what you've been through and learning from it. So of course we all should do that, right? But I feel, Virgo, that it's almost like you may feel an inclination to isolate yourself during this time. And I feel like the message here is, please don't. And that doesn't mean that you have to call someone up and spill the beans or talk about things that that you're not ready to. It feels more, it's like you just need to be out in people land. I don't know why that's what I said. It's almost like if you feel like you're not ready to talk to people, at least like go to a coffee shop where there are people and sit. And if you're having a coffee by yourself, then, it is what it is. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's like just the act of being around people who are happy, especially when you've been through, it's almost like you've been to hell and back. And it's like, it's the first step in like reintegrating yourself into regular society, right? It's like you kind of need to remember what it feels like to be in a different environment, in a different place. Which is, if I hope this is making sense. I do feel that there's a lot of sorrow involved. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. It does feel like those, making sure that you're not isolating yourself and that you are kind of taking those steps to adjust to being back are really important. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of having to release a lot of things. It's like, it's almost like letting go of, I want to say control, but that's not right. It's almost like letting go of feeling like there's certain things that you have to hold on to. It's that energy of like when you've been through something really traumatic, oftentimes we don't want to let go of what happened, in that it's like, well, if I let go and I get over it and I start to kind of work through it, it's almost like, well, what then? And I'm not sure that this is necessarily how you feel. I don't know why I'm saying this, but I am. And it's like, and sometimes it's like, if you get over it and you let it go, it's like, I don't want to let that person off the hook. I don't want to let people know that what happened was okay, because it wasn't. And I feel like there's this message here that, like, love, nobody is going to think that. I feel like people are more going to marvel at the strength that it took to get out of that rather than think that it wasn't that big of a deal as you work through that healing. I love you, Virgo. I hope you guys have I hope you have a restful, peaceful day, and we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.